All right, so this message is for Latter-day Saints and other faiths as well. I'm going to try to not mention any kind of other faith by name because I know TikTok, dude, they be like, this video won't be pushed out. And I think this video is actually important because I see it a lot, very often on social media, and it doesn't look good for Latter-day Saints. So here's my experience on why I think that maybe you need to cool it. Okay, so when I was investigating the church for a whole entire year, okay, not by choice. It was due to me being on probation. I couldn't get baptized due to circumstances. I was on probation for 2 years, and half of that was gone when I started investigating the church. And I was eager to change my life and get baptized, and but I couldn't. So I had to wait for a year. So during all that time, I read all four standard books. I started reading Teachings of the Presidents. I read basically everything that people either sent me to, like for me to read, or I was just online looking through everything, right? So I was pretty knowledgeable, and I still think I am. Sometimes I forget certain things, but when you start making videos calling out other faiths, I don't want to mention names because TikTok be doing, they be blocking your video or something. But you can't. I don't. I from my experience, when I start calling out people or faiths or something like that, I notice that it doesn't help. It really doesn't, guys. And just because you know the truth, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to be kind of like a cruel person, or a self-righteous person, especially that, because that looks so bad. It looks really bad. And I learned the hard way because I was doing that, you know, because of my knowledge, and I was just so into it, like, and I wanted everybody to know the truth, and it just didn't help. Overall, it didn't. It just pushed people away. It made me look bad. It made the church look bad. I personally feel that way. And I see it all the time here on TikTok, which is kind of interesting that I'm like, wow, man, these people are still doing this. And they must be young. I don't know. But I just feel that it's just a wrong approach. And I feel like if we're going to make videos, share your faith, share what you believe. There's no, and if someone comments, it's okay to answer through video, or by text, whatever. But when you're like trying to act like you know it all, and in a way where like you're now making videos, or you're just obviously self-righteous kind of moment, it just doesn't look good, guys. It really doesn't. And I that's my advice to you is that if you we're not trying to shove it down people's throat. It's actually an invitation to know the fullness of the gospel. And you don't see missionaries doing that. I'm pretty sure there's missionaries that are kind of like, off the wall. I'm not gonna, come on, no one's perfect. But what do you really see when missionaries come and knock on your door? How do they preach the gospel? They actually listen to you and hear you out, and then they share what they believe. There's been instances where I've seen missionaries when I went out with them. They kind of like bold, and sometimes I'm not saying boldness is not a bad thing. It's just the way you do it, and because you get angry or offended, you start saying it in a way where, like, okay, that's, you need to stop now because you're angry, and there's no need for you to share how you feel when you're angry, because words come out, and your just outlook, it just doesn't look good. So it's better to walk away. But I'm not saying it's not always a bad thing to defend what you believe. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that the approach, you have to be careful. And again, it's an invitation, not shoving in people's throat. It's not good to make fun of people of what they believe. I again, I've been doing this for many years, and so I feel like if you can find things that you both agree on and talk about, it's amazing and it's great, and it shows that you actually are listening and caring of how the way they what they believe and what they feel, and I don't know. I think that's just my experience. I don't want to repeat myself and sound like a broken record, but it's true. It's really true. I don't know. You let me know what you think down in the comments, but I'm not perfect, guys. I do it too, though. Sometimes I do and say things, and you will find videos of me doing it too. I'm not gonna lie, but it is sometimes a lot of most of the time, a lot of times it's the wrong approach. You just don't do it that way, and that's just how I feel. I don't know. Take it as you want.